Hey everyone, this is part two of the session that Isaac and I did when his audio was not very good. Things were echoing through his headphones, my audio was recording off of his, so I cleaned it up as best I could, so please bear with it and enjoy the episode. Welcome back, Isaac. It's been a long time since we've spoken. It's been like seconds.
Yeah.
We just recently did our top 10 video games, but like I did with Kendall, like the whole reason and inspiration behind it was like I was just thinking about video game memories with you guys, and I have a lot, and I want to do this with Austin as well because I've got a lot with him. But you and I like we literally grew up together. Like we were in the same cul-de-sac. Basically, since you came home from the hospital, like we were around each other.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
We're going on like 26 years, 28.
Yeah.
Whew. I forget how old I am sometimes. I turned 30 this year. Ugh.
I'm 1 year behind, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I really just was reminiscing, and I've got a couple quick questions to kind of like lead us off here. Just like three, I think, /2, depending on how it kind of falls in line. I want to know what the first video game you remember playing was.
This is so trippy. Okay. So I think it's on the Super Nintendo. There's a game where you're like bicycling around trying to avoid food that's trying to kill you.
Food?
Yep, food, like a slice of pizza or a tomato or celery, and I can't for the life of me remember the game, but I know for a fact that's the first game I remember playing, and man, was it weird.
When you said bicycle, I thought you were gonna like say Paperboy or something.
No, I do remember Paperboy, but no.
Yeah.
This is something totally different.
So the first video game I remember playing was like I went over this last time. I remember playing the original Mario Bros. On my dad's original Nintendo. I still have that original Nintendo, and I still have that cartridge actually, which is fun. But I also want to know what like your first game and your first console were, the ones that you like could call kind of yours.
For me, it would be a Game Boy Advance. I think was the very first one that I could call mine. Because I got my PS2, I think, before that, but I shared it with my brother. It was a Christmas gift for both of us. But this Game Boy Advance was just mine, and the very first game I got with it was Sapphire version. I got it as like a combo.
Solid.
Yep.
Solid first game for that.
Yeah.
So I definitely have some early memories. Your brother had the original Nintendo as well.
Yep.
One of my earliest memories is actually like us just trying to get that thing to work.
Yeah.
We would like have it set up in your brother's room, and we would do everything we could. We'd unplug it, plug it back in, put the game in, take it out. What you shouldn't do, which we did, is like blow into the console, blow into the cartridge just to like try and get dust out of there. And I just have these vivid memories of us trying to put in like Batman or Mario 3, and it would just like blink on the menu over and over again. And that little red light would just taunt us like, you're so close, but so far.
Yeah. Oh no! You know what game neither of us thought about?
What?
That should have been an honorable mention? That 007 game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely... So, yes. It's not one of my favorite games. It's a fun multiplayer experience, but, like, I wouldn't put it, like, near my top 10. But that does bring us, like... we did play the NES a little bit. The Nintendo 64 is where, like, we spent a lot of our time on. Even after we had, like, the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360, we would still plug in the N64. And a big part of that, there are a couple games I can think of, but the 007 World Is Not Enough was a big one.
Yep.
And I think you had the blue cartridge, if I remember right.
I did. Yeah.
I got a copy of it later, and it was on a gray cartridge. And it wasn't the actual game. The actual game is it's an okay first-person shooter for the Nintendo 64 era. Like, it's not bad, but, like, it is what it is. Like, and I feel like 007 games had to have multiplayer because of GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't have GoldenEye. We had World Is Not Enough. And there were, like, 3 maps that were any fun to play on that multiplayer. One was the maze.
The, like, hedge maze?
Yeah, that one was okay.
Yep.
One was, like, Istanbul, the city that you could run around in. And the only reason that one was fun was because, like, there were a couple alleyways and one house you could go into. Well, I think there were 2 buildings you could go into, but there was one house that had 1 room.
Yeah, the red room.
Yeah, and you would just stand there and wait. And multiplayer wasn't fun against other people. It was only fun when you turned the AI units on. That game was basically the Dark Souls of AI at the time.
Oh, for sure.
That AI was dangerous.
I think the third map, at least for me, is the one with the bathroom stalls.
Oh, 100% that one's the best one. It's the building with the elevators of death and the elevator of doom. Yep. You have the bathroom stalls where the AI could not get you, but you had to peek your eye out, and eventually, the second you did, the AI would, like, trigger, and it would know you're on the map again. So it would run around and get you, and you would have to, like, hopefully get a headshot, otherwise it gets you.
Yep. Oh, man.
And then you run to the elevators. And you just continue to go up and down. Hopefully you can get to, like, the weapons you want. Go back to the elevator because the AI cannot get in the elevator, and that at least gives you time between floors to kind of, like, recoup and get your stuff together. You always go for the body armor in the blue room. I needed my... I think it was called the Soviet KA, which was, I think, just like an AK-47 kind of deal.
Yeah.
And there's, like, some magnums, or, like, I think there was a sniper. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff, and some of the guns that you thought would be good were not good.
You know, I actually really liked the Myers bullpup.
Yes, that was the, like, really, really rapid fire one, wasn't it?
Yeah. It had 2 modes. It could be the burst or really rapid fire.
Oh, yeah, but you wanted to go with the rapid fire. The burst was not very helpful.
Yeah.
Again, if you could get a headshot, like, it might be, but, like, the AI moved.
Yeah, in my opinion, the worst place to get stuck is in the downstairs, especially at that stairwell by the elevators. Awful.
Yes, but there was also the room with the, like, the pillars in it.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
That you could kind of make your last stand in there, or quote unquote, like, we would just, like, put rules into the game that weren't there, but
Yes, yeah.
That could be fun. So we put a lot of time into that, even though it was just some stupid multiplayer against the AI.
Yeah, by the way, if you wanted to know, the game I'm referring to is called Out to Lunch.
Which game?
The one where you're trying to...
Oh, I have never heard of that.
I am sure you haven't. It was a weird-ass game.
And we definitely played some other stuff on the N64, but the other big one was probably Gauntlet.
Oh, man, I can't believe that didn't make it to my list at all either.
Again, it's a pretty good game, but, like, I don't think I'd put it on my top 10. But Gauntlet was the birth of Stevos the Wise.
Yeah, it was.
Not the color scheme, but the wizard name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we played a lot of Gauntlet, and I don't think we ever made it to, like, the final boss or anything. Like, a lot of the later levels get very confusing to navigate.
Yeah.
But we played the beginning of that a lot and, like, made it pretty far into the levels. We would just have at it. Like, we would just go. You would usually pick, I think...
The warrior.
The warrior with the axe, and I would always pick the wizard. I think we dabbled in other areas. We would always... At the moment we could, we would try to unlock the Minotaur and the Jackal.
Yep, and that's always why I played the warrior, because I really liked playing the Minotaur. And the Jackal was the wizard version, right?
Yep, exactly. There's also... I don't remember what there's like a tigress, which was the archer.
Yep.
And there was a the Valkyrie had the swords, and it was like a bird version of that. I don't remember what they called that one though.
Me either.
I want to say it might have been a harpy, but I don't think so.
I don't know.
But regardless, we played a lot. That's where one of our little memes came from. Is like, oh, it was follow the enemies.
Oh yeah.
It was like, if we ever lost, you just have to find enemies, and you know you're heading in the right direction.
Oh man, I can't believe I forgot that's where that came from.
Yep. Kind of following the line of Stevos, the color scheme came from Halo.
Yep.
You were very, very into Halo character creation.
Yeah.
You wanted the perfect armor, the perfect emblem, the perfect color scheme. And I think this even goes back to like when you, Kendall, and I played Halo 2.
I think so.
I would put my name as S-Dog at the time. Like Stevos, the name Stevos had not been born yet. But you guys especially you, put a lot of time into making your armor look cool and getting a perfect color scheme. And I'd be like, yeah, weirdest looking shit. Make it pink and teal. Go! Baby colors, let's do it.
Oh, so true.
Until eventually, like, that like culminated into Stevos the Wise, the D&D character, the great wizard who wore pink and teal robes.
The great wizard who's not a wizard.
He was more of a cleric.
Yep.
Again, that kind of, like, Kendall brought up, do you see lasers?
Yeah.
In the last memories, and his favorite memory of you, which you'll listen back to, I'm sure, was, I think he couldn't remember if you were taking controllers out of our hands or screen peeking, but his favorite quote of you was, it's not cheating if you know how to use it.
Yep.
Because he also brought up things like, he remembered that, like, I was rather funny in that game, and I brought up it was because I was not good at the game.
I have a lot of memories about Halo that I'll be getting into, but one that I am brought back to that I forgot about was on the Blood Gulch map. You can launch a tank, into the sky.
I don't remember that, but I do remember, I can't remember which Halo map it was in, but do you remember, like, the mammoth?
Mm-hmm.
We flipped it. Like, we were, like, running mammoths into each other, and, like, one flipped on its back, essentially. Like, it flipped over. And we were like, well, that's really crazy. So we tried to, like, get out and get next to it to see if we could, like, flip it back. And all you had to do was press X, like you would on a warthog, or or something along those lines. And instead of just saying flip, it was like, really? Like, how'd you even do this?
I remember that.
And then you just hit X, and it flips back into proper position like nothing happened.
Yeah, it reminds me, that was the Halo 3 desert map.
You're probably right, but it's weird, because I don't remember playing Halo 3 a lot with you guys. Maybe that was, like, Terran's game or something.
I don't know. It could be.
I owned Halo 3, but it was at my dad's. Like, I never brought it anywhere.
What is your next memory?
I definitely have, like, Halo ODST, Reach, and Halo 4 here. Like, we went through those campaigns together. We played online on all of them. Like, we played Halo 4 pretty close to launch.
Yeah, because I got it at launch. I was in line, and I got the special armor for pre-ordering it from GameStop. It was camouflage.
So we might have even, like, played that day. Because I do remember playing at night.
I believe we did.
And,
I took vacation time for it.
Yeah, I think we went through that entire campaign. I don't know if we did it in one sitting, but, like, I definitely remember sitting there playing with you, because to that point I had played, you know, funny enough, Halo 1 is the only one I haven't beaten the campaign for.
Huh.
But I beat Halo 2 by myself, and I've played it multiplayer a couple times. I beat Halo 3 by myself, and I've played that multiplayer a couple times. I played ODST and Reach with you, and then we got Halo 4, which was very exciting. And in the grand scheme of things, the campaign in that one isn't the best, but at least it was new and it was still fun. Like, we had a good time.
Yeah, and the multiplayer in that one is pretty awesome.
Yes, we played a lot of multiplayer on Halo 4 when that came out. I have some good memories on some of the maps in there.
Yeah, me too. I was actually going to get into that right now.
Yes, please do, because I'm sure a lot of them will overlap with the ones I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so there's that map with the big rock tunnel system in the middle of it.
Yep.
And you would take the invisibility. No, I took the invisibility, and you took the hologram, and you'd sit there and you'd send the hologram out, and somebody would run up and try and assassinate you, and I'd sneak up behind them and kill them.
Yep. There was another one where it was more of like a green field, but it had some like tubes in like the middle of the map. And again, was never very good at Halo, like especially in the multiplayer like scheme of things. Like, but I would have streaks of awesome. I'm sure you remember the famous like, I killed one, 2,
yeah,
3. Like,
I do remember that. That was on my list.
I'm unstoppable. And I think this is also Halo 4. There was one map that was basically like a giant ring, and it kind of had this like center, and we got as many people as we could get. Like, Ben was involved, and I think there was somebody else, but I can't remember who. It was one of your friends, but I wasn't very familiar with him. We just all got hologram, and we all just charged at players. We would send out the holograms, follow the holograms, so there would be 8 Spartans just running at people. We wouldn't shoot. We would just all run.
I do remember that, yeah. It was great. Some of my favorite memories also are about SWAT.
Yes. Honestly, some of my favorite memories of SWAT, though, was just saying SWAT.
Yep, SWAT.
SWAT?
Yeah. And of course, Firefight, because the boxes.
Yes. Firefight in Halo Reach is a lot of fun, because it's so customizable. You could just, like, run all over the map super fast, jump super high, do whatever you wanted to do. Like Grunt Birthday Party was a lot of fun, too.
Yeah.
But I think Firefight in ODST was a bit more challenging, and a lot of the time a little bit more fun, particularly the one map. There were like a couple good maps, but like the one in like the like kind of wasteland complex
with the 2 buildings, 3 buildings.
Yep. We would always like park a warthog in the corner of one of the buildings so it could look out at the fields.
Yep.
And we would just fire. I think that's where we first heard Kilimanjaro.
Yes, it is. It's because we got the orbital gun.
Oh, yes. That might have been Reach, actually, then.
Oh, no, you're right. That is Reach, but we did get Kilimanjaro on that one from mowing down a bunch of grunts with the machine gun on the back of the warthog. Because,
like, we just heard, like the regular, like, great, awesome. And then it stumbled over a couple, and then it paused and just went, Kilimanjaro. And we both stopped and looked at each other like, wow.
Oh, that was great. And obviously nobody knows this, but you and I would also grab all the boxes that they put in the building and shove them into the doorway because the AI didn't know how to interact with them.
Boxes help a little bit.
Yeah. I will say what's terrifying, and, you know, you like to get into the feels of your character that you're playing, and, you know, it's not really common in Halo games, but man, let me tell you, when you're in ODST in that little room, and your last hope is that warthog, but you see a hunter running at you, and you have to fight it in that little room, you feel real fear.
You do. Hunters in that game are terrifying. Oh, a memory just popped in my head. I think it's from Reach. We were on just like, it was a map with a bunch of like stairs and stuff, and we looked. There was a golden hunter, and I think we like looked around the screen, looked back again, and it was just gone.
I do remember that. I think it was ODST, because we were worried that we were going to find it in... be like, what if it appeared in Reach?
I think it might have been the other way around, but either way, like, the fact that that hunter just glitched out of existence, we never saw it again. And, like, it was memorable because it was a golden hunter, and like, what is that?
My least favorite stage on ODST, still fun though, is you have like the little automatic doors that have the little hallways that come to an end, and then when you come out of those rooms, it's a staircase that heads up, and then there's the wraiths that constantly shoot at you, so you can't really go anywhere except for underground.
Well, I think that map is okay. Like,
yeah,
I think there are worse maps.
I think the best two are the one we were just talking about a little bit ago, and the one where you get to go inside the building, and there's like the waterfall behind you, and it has the glass doors that are automatic, and then the 2 stairwells that go onto the top floor.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of, actually.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I don't remember the other one.
It's just outside. Most of it's outside, and there's like these white staircases. Like the whole map is just half of it is staircases going down, and the other half is like these platforms looking out over where the wraiths drop in the fields. And we never really go to that side, and brutes would come up the hill to the top where we were at.
Brutes were always fun to fight.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that might be Halo Reach.
It's a lot of the memories get kind of jumbled with those 2 games.
Yeah, both very great though. A lot of good memories.
Oh, a lot of good memories. We could probably keep going if we tried.
Yeah.
But I figured out, based on the memories I have written down here, what my other honorable mention was going to be later in the top 10.
Yeah, what was it?
Rampart.
That's on my memories list.
We played so much Rampart, and you and I got real competitive.
Yeah, we did. It's a good game.
It is a good game.
Did I ever tell you I actually played the arcade cabinet of it?
No, you didn't. That's really cool.
For my bachelor party in Portland.
We went to an barcade called Mission Control, or Ground Control, something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's an upstairs section, and I turned the corner, and sitting in front of me was Rampart. And I'll tell you what, like, this game is so much harder in the arcade.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you know where it says, like, because you play with a trackball.
Yeah.
Instead of joysticks, like when we were using the GameCube controllers.
That sounds awful.
I still did pretty well, because, like, you and I playing Rampart so much, like, we got pretty good at the game. But it was very difficult.
And, I'm pretty sure you beat me pretty much every time, but it was still really fun.
I did beat you most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, it gives you a handicap after a while, but the handicap is almost beneficial.
Yeah.
Because it starts lowering your amount of castles to, like, surround.
Yeah.
But that also means you can build a wall around them easier.
Right.
It was kind of like a mixed bag, but really, really fun. I rewatched our gameplay of that recently.
Huh.
Because we've got that on the Entertaining X channel. And I had a good time. I had a good time rewatching that.
Awesome. I'll have to give it a look.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, that was my next one, but my next one was in Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the snow level.
I almost forgot about this.
You can play as Wampas.
Oh, yes.
And
and it is marvelous. You just speed across the snow in this like crawling, like
bubble.
And you just beat your enemies down. Like, they cannot kill you. Like, they can, but, like, you just go back and you just do it more.
It's so great.
And
It's also fun on the reverse. Like, it's fun to... It's not as fun, but it is fun still to, like, just do your regular players and have Wampas charging at you.
Yeah. It's so good. I will say, the Bothan spies are pretty awful to play against.
That is true, because they'll just sit behind you and, like, if you don't know, all of a sudden your character just starts, like, getting this, like, squiggly effect over them. You're like, what is happening? Oh, man, Battlefront 2. Like, we also played a lot of Battlefront 2.
Yeah, we did.
I just remember, like, there are space levels in Battlefront 2, and the idea is you're supposed to kind of, like, hit targets from the outside in your spaceships. That's the whole point.
Oh, yeah.
But it's way more fun to land your ship in an enemy cruiser and go out and take the stuff and just blow it all up from the inside.
Yeah, right. So good. So solid.
How many more memories do you have?
That was my last one.
okay, I
I
have
have two more, and they're probably going to go by pretty quick.
Okay.
One is, I just have written down here, Iggy's Wrecking Ball. It was just, I wasn't sure if you were going to remember it, so, like, the fact that you brought it up kind of in your honorable mentions in your top 10
Yeah.
was fun, because, like, I remember playing it, but I remember also not knowing how to play that game.
Yeah.
We were just these giant heads with, like, a whip/chain thing, and you were supposed to, like, I think you're supposed to, like, switch tracks and stuff, but it's so weird that you just, and it, like, Iggy is this, like, weird, like, alien reptile face thing.
Yeah.
You have, like, a robot head, and I think you have a flaming skull in there, like a jack-o'-lantern style.
I think there's a jester, too.
Yeah, and there's, like, female Iggy. Pink Iggy. And, like, that's all I remember is just, like, hanging by this, like, energy chain on a track in space. I don't even know if it was in space, but, like, that game, like, just lives in my brain. And I don't know anything about it, Isaac.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of them now. There's, like, Iggy, the one with gross-looking lips. There's one that's just, like, orange with a big teethy smile. The pumpkin, there's a gray clown, a blue clown, an angry sun, or orange.
That's too many clowns.
A robot, some red otter thing, an alien, an eyeball. I'm pretty sure that's Elvis. Some nerdy worm, I think. A snowman.
no.
And green female Iggy? I don't know.
Green female Iggy?
Yeah,
I don't remember green female Iggy.
me either.
Were there unlockable characters?
Yeah,
Okay, did we ever unlock them?
I don't think so.
Because, like, I only remember, like, 8 characters.
Yeah, I didn't unlock most of them because I was bad at the game. The only one I unlocked was the weird gray clown dude. And I used to play as him all the time. That's how I remember, because I did one thing and unlocked him. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm going to play
I'm
that.
gonna play as him forever.
Yep. Exactly. That's crazy. What's your last one?
Honestly, playing the original Zelda with you, like, all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we played some other games at that time. Like, we played Budokai 1, which was fun. But, like, playing through Zelda, because I had never really played that game. I played it a little bit. I dabbled. I don't know if you know kind of, like, me in games, but, like, I don't finish a lot of games. I'll play through a good chunk of them, but I won't finish a lot of games.
Yeah.
So to, like, sit down, play Zelda, get to the end, as frustrating as some of it was, and some of it was very frustrating, just to, like, beat this small piece of video game history as we're, like, just talking, looking up facts about Zelda, figuring out what the story of the game was, like, it's just, like, a really, like, nice memory. It's not all up on the Entertaining X channel, but it's all recorded, and I'd like to maybe finish editing that one day and getting it all up there.
Yeah. Was that there? All three of us were there, weren't we? Or was it just you and me?
That was just you and me. That was in your apartment in Kent.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yep.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's like, I don't know why, but that's like the last memory that I wanted to like bring up. Like, it felt important for some reason.
I totally, man, that is such a good memory. I can't believe I really was so happy to see you on more of a regular basis. It was it meant a lot to me to be able to record that with you.
Yeah, and like we recorded a little bit of Zelda 2, and I think we had started recording Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
But you know, life picks up. Like I barely play video games now, to be honest.
Fair enough.
That's why I like Slay the Spire so much, just because I can just pick that up and go.
It's a really good game. But yeah, I don't really play a lot of video games anymore either. So I sometimes log on to that Adventure Quest game because you get a free daily chest, which gives you multiple items.
Oh, this is a kind of a little bit of a shared memory, but one last thing I want to bring up is like the summer of Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah.
You got me into the game, so like we definitely played a bit. But so like we both picked Team Instinct, the Zapdos one.
Yeah.
Cause like
You're stupid if you don't pick Zapdos.
Right.
All your reds and blues out there, you stupid. You big stupid. Yeah, red and blue might be like the better colors, but you stupid if you don't pick Zapdos. You stupid.
We're the Hufflepuff of Pokemon Go.
It's true.
Same colors too.
But it was like, just think back to like, I feel like that's, and other people have said this, but I feel like that's truly the closest we've ever gotten to world peace.
Yeah.
Think how many people just went outside, walked around, and went like, yo, I just saw like a Tangela over there. I'm like, a Tangela? And you ran because you didn't have a Tangela.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Like, and it'd be random people, random strangers, and like, you'd have people like walk up and you go like, "What team are you on?" And be like, "Instinct." Like, ugh.
Yep. Yeah, everybody was real proud of their teams.
They were, like, truly, like, I don't know why this memory popped into my head, but like,
What? And it was
like, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, you know, it was even to the point where, like, gas stations and other grocery stores were selling Team Instinct and the other two merchandise.
For real, like, you would walk anywhere, and people were playing Pokemon Go. I think it's having a little bit of a resurgence now, like it does, like, every year. Like, there's, like, a little pop-up of it, but it'll never be like that first summer.
Oh, no. Not at all. Man, life's crazy.
It truly is. Oh, man. Well, I think we should probably wrap these memories up.
I think so. I think this is fine.
I think this is fine.